How do you know you're getting a good service from your accountant? If you're not happy with them, are you right? Are you misinformed? Or are you just plain picky? Coming up, I'm going to give you 9 tips that you can use to decide whether or not it's time to change your accountant. Hi, my name's Georgia Roland Osborne of the Financial Gym, and if you're here, I'm guessing that you've got questions about accountants, or maybe your accountant in particular, that's been bugging you and you want an answer to. Now, there are some amazing accountants out there and accountancy practices, but they are not all created equal. Forget whether they're good at tax or compliance stuff. What you want to know is what they're like dealing with you, business person to business person. Be aware that even if your accountant messes up, the buck still stops with you. So if there are inaccuracies or your taxes are filed late, the taxman still will come to you. So it's no point saying, "It's not my fault." That just won't wash with the tax office. So you can't afford to be complacent about the service that you're getting. But it's not just the practical things to be aware of. There are sometimes more subtle things that you're probably aware of on a more unconscious or subtle level, but you don't feel that they're big enough or serious enough for you to make a fuss about, so you don't say anything. See if any of these apply to you. Number 1, your accounts or your tax returns are filed late, despite the fact that you gave all your paperwork and information to your accountant ages ago when they asked for them. 2, every time you deal with your accountancy practice, you speak to somebody different. So you're having to re-explain and they have to familiarize themselves with your account each time, which just delays things and frustrates you. 3, if you do deal with the same accountant, you're still having to wait for him or her to familiarize themselves with your accounts, which kind of tells you, apart from doing the paperwork, they're really not that into you. One of my favorites, and the one that my colleagues and I have disagreements about all day long: you are charged on an hourly basis. In a world where value for money is more important than ever, why should you be penalized for slower work? Hourly rates promote inefficiency, means the longer I take, the more I charge you. You've been quoted an annual fee, but every time you need something that you think is part of the package, you get an extra bill. Consequently, you're afraid to call up or email or anything to ask for any kind of help in case it ends up costing you more money. Number 6, your accountant doesn't take the time to explain what the figures in your account mean. Not just generally, but to you. And closely related, they just make you feel stupid when they do. 8, if you ever find yourself in hot water with the tax office, either you've got an audit or you've got a return or some description that's got a discrepancy, your accountant doesn't have your back and pretty much says, go sort it out. And number 9, which is really one of my pet hates, they have no interest or are unaware of new trends in technology, work practices, systems that could benefit you or even the way they run their own business. If they're not keeping abreast of what's going on in innovation, how can they be forward thinking with your business? Now, this is by no means an exhaustive list. I bet you can come up with loads of others that I haven't even thought about. This is just an example of the most common complaints that I get from people that I deal with, over the years of dealing with hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of businesses. If you think after listening to this, or it's triggered anything in your mind that you're not happy with, maybe it's time to go renegotiate. Or you might say, you know what, I'm just plain and simply getting a raw deal. Do something about it. However, it could be that it's you who's not being a good client. And if that could be the case, go over to my other video called 9 Reasons Your Accountant Could Be About to Fire You. If you dare. So if you found this useful, please share it with your friends and don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Also, if you want more information, tips, updates, freebie, lessons, tutorials, go over to www.financialgemforbusiness.com and sign up to be part of my list. Remember, you don't have to be a financial expert to be the financial leader in your business. See you soon.